of things that I want to review on page 111 before we move ahead in our math. Last week, this was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we worked on page 111. Section 1 should be completed, and we went over that as far as that's concerned with the pairs of factors, the factors themselves, common factors, and then the greatest common factor. Okay, that was section 1, completing the chart. Then we had, and I'm just going to put this over to the side. Then we had section 2 on page 111. And we were looking for then the greatest common factor. That whole area should be completed. You weren't just looking for a common factor, the greatest common factor. If you had to show your work on that, or you had to do work to make sure that you did the greatest common factor, then absolutely. Okay? Remember, 1 is never going to be the greatest common factor. 1 is never a common factor. 1 only gets that same fraction. Okay? Section 3. Follow the signs. Watch out, and I even said that. Watch out for the addition or subtraction on that. Okay? And then on section 4, I asked for a label on A. And then we started off the B. We started that off together, making sure that on your second partial product row, you started with the 0. Make sure at the very end, you've got your dollar sign. Make sure with that, you've got your dollar sign. And then you moved 2 over, starting with your right-hand side, moving 2 over to put your decimal point in place. All right? And then put your comma back in, because you should be in the 10,000s. So you should have your dollar sign, your comma for your 10,000s, and your decimal point, because you're talking money. Okay? Everything should be completed on page 111. And I am going to ask your parent or your grandparent to send in page 111 for me. Okay? Everything should be completed. Okay. All right. Now, make sure that you double check everything before you go on. Now let's talk about our estimation. Okay? This week we have goldfish. Now, there are not quite 2 bags of goldfish in my container. So the question is, well, how many goldfish then do you think are in this container? I think you're going to be surprised with that number. Remember, it's about volume. So how many goldfish do you think are in this container? There's a little space up at the top. I had to take a little out. That's why there's a little less than. Not very many. I had to take a little out. Okay. But how many goldfish do you think there are? Remember, estimation is a rough calculation of the value, number, quantity, bing, bing, bing. That's our number, or extent of something. Okay? Well, let's talk about real fast this week, because we're going to talk about this. Okay? We're going to do a couple of different things. I need to get my marker. Yikes! Moving back. Okay? But let's talk real fast about the weight, if we're going to estimate weight. Okay? All right. Getting my marker here. Well, for those of you that have a hamster, by the way, I need to do a little shout out. And when I say little, he is tinier, to Randall. This is Connor's new leopard gecko that he got a couple of weeks ago. and super exciting. So now we have 2 leopard geckos, I believe. One is Williams and one is Connors. So, oh boy. So the weight of a hamster estimation, about, that's our key word right there when we're estimating. Okay, about, approximately. These are words that help us with estimation. So is the weight of a hamster about 2 ounces or about 2 pounds? So we need to think a hamster, pretty darn tiny, okay? It's not like my hamster Squishy over there, okay, with my friends watching out the window to see what's going on, okay? But the weight of a hamster is going to be, now 2 pounds would be pretty heavy for a hamster, okay? It's going to be, and I hope everybody thought of this, about 2 ounces. Okay, we're going to do a couple of these together before we launch off on our own this week. All right, so number 2, which has a weight of about 10 pounds? We've got to think about, well, what does 10 pounds weigh approximately? A bowling ball or a baseball? Now, for all of you that play baseball, if you had to pitch or hit 10 pounds, one, that'd probably snap the bat in half, okay? So for all of you baseball fans and baseball players, you're probably nodding your head yes right now, okay? So we know that a baseball does not weigh 10 pounds, but does a bowling ball? Yes. And for all of you that have done bowling, now I love bowling. Am I good at it? Absolutely not. Okay, I'm even going to do this with the camera. No. Okay, I'm not. I'm the worst at bowling. In fact, I swing my arm backwards, and there's been a couple of times where that bowling ball has released or gone backwards with it. And Mr. Shelton has said, "What are you doing?" Nothing good has been my answer. Okay. However, we know that bowling balls are heavy. Okay, they have to knock down those pins down at the end of the alley. Okay. Not knock down Mr. Shelton, but the bowling pins down at the end of the alley, okay? So, bowling ball is going to be our estimation on that, okay? Now, on our lesson today, what we're doing, okay, we're not doing estimation yet. We're just reviewing this right now on weight, but we are going to do an estimation on weight. And then we're going to get back at it tomorrow with some fractions and word problems. But today, what we're doing is we're adding, okay? Please get a scrap piece of paper out because I really don't want to have to reset our I know it. So 2 things real fast. 1, you're going into MobyMax to do your estimation on your goldfish. 2, you're going to go into I Know It, and you're going to do the assignment that's been set up. When I type in assignment, that means that I've already assigned or I've already put a program in for you. One of the things is that with all these assignments, whether it's in Spelling City, I Know It, MobyMax, I can look and I see or I'm able to know pretty much everything. Poor Chris is the only one that I have a little problems with on I Know It. I have to dig a little deeper into his problems. So sorry, Chris. But everyone else, I can see how long it takes you, how many minutes you're spending on something, if you finish something, if you go into something, into the program, and then you back out of it. I know. And that's not so Mrs. Shelton's on your back. That's just so that I can see how you're progressing. Okay. It's because I care. Okay. That's the only reason why I'm looking at everything. All right. Good luck, young estimators. And don't forget to do your I Know It assignment this morning or this afternoon or whenever you're doing it. Good luck.